night game in Wrigley Field history. First official night contest, August 9th, 1988 against the Mets. The original one was rained out against the Phillies. We are set for baseball, and the first pitch is a strike. Ryan Dempster to Nyjer Morgan. Had some rain earlier. We're dry now. 53 cool degrees in the wind out of the northeast, so it's blowing in at 4 miles an hour. I was contemplating whether or not to wear a golf shirt tonight.
Yeah, underneath your fleece and your sweatshirt and your parka.
It was really good his last time out. The Cubs are not scoring runs right now as he fans Morgan. And Soto throws down to Hoffpower.
Good start keeping Nyjer Morgan off the bases. 10 out of 15 in stolen bases this season. He's the spark plug for this Pirates offense. High socks, wearing sanitaries with stirrups. You don't see that look very often anymore.
Nope. Here's Freddie Sanchez at second base. He struck out a fair amount this year, already 34 times. He's just 8 for his last 45. He's hitting for more power. And his average starting to dip. And now he's at 297. He doesn't like the strikeout, so he said recently he's going to cut down on his swing. We've seen the Pirates a lot over the years, and you and I noticed last year in particular, it seemed like Sanchez tried to pull the ball more than in years past. And we've talked a lot about Ryan Theriot this year.
A lot of similarities between the two guys. Sanchez used to be strictly an opposite field hitter, spraying a lot of balls through the hole on the right side of the infield, into right field, right center field.
To the count. Pitch. That's the Freddie Sanchez we used to know, out into the gap. As Johnson will get it back into second, but it's late as Sanchez slides in with his 17th double already. Well, this is the last NL Central team the Cubs hadn't played prior to tonight, as we check on who's moving forward with Toyota. The Cubs won 14 of the 18 matchups in 2008, scoring over 7 runs per contest. That's tonight's Toyota moving forward thanks to Toyota. Nate McLouth doing Ryan Dempster a favor as he pops out to Ryan Friel, 2 down. And that'll bring up Adam LaRoche, the first baseman. He was out of their lineup yesterday, but he volunteered to throw batting practice after the Pirates were blanked in back-to-back contests against the White Sox. And they came back late and won it with 2 in the 9th against their closer, Bobby Jenks. Runner at second, 2 outs. Early on, game 1 of 3.
Kind of a modified shift for LaRoche. With the runner at second base, Ryan Friel cannot stray too far from third base should Freddie Sanchez decide to try to steal third, but Ryan Theriot, Aaron Miles, Micah Hoffpower all pulled around to the right side of the infield.
Base hit left field. Sanchez is going to be sent, and Soriano will not have a play on him And LaRoche, who came in batting just 175 in the month of May, comes up with an RBI knock. 21 RBIs for him on the season. It's 1-0.
Another opposite field shot by LaRoche. That ball was down and in. Kind of fought it off through that hole in the left side of the field. Soriano playing deep, respecting the power of Adam LaRoche, and no play at the plate.
Another lefty, Brandon Moss. He plays right. An aggressive swing, and he fouled it off the facade of the upper deck.
Four left-handed hitters and a switch hitter in the starting lineup tonight for the Pirates, and they have got a boatload of left-handed pitchers in that bullpen. 4 guys listed on the card as left-handed relievers tonight.
Notice anything different about the Pirates uniforms? They used to wear the vests.
The vests were probably cheaper, less material.
I guess so. It's just foul. Just a subtle change. As Moss broke his bat, so he'll have to get a new one.
Just past Micah Hoffpower. That's one instance where you maybe wished you didn't jump so far off the bag at first. You try to get out there in a position to give yourself as much range as possible. That time almost a passing shot by Brandon Moss.
The kick and the pitch smothered by Soto. Lots of matinee action, as you would imagine, on Memorial Day. And what a pitching matchup in Milwaukee, won by the Brewers over St. Louis. 1-0 in 10 innings. Bill Hall with a game-ending RBI, but Giovanni Gallardo and Chris Carpenter each went 8 innings, allowing 2 hits and no runs. Called strike 3. So that ends the inning after Sanchez picked up his league-leading 17th double. LaRoche knocked him in. Pirates won. Cubs coming up. Against the Pirates, brought to you by Pepsi. Refresh everything. Flu bugs going around the clubhouse. Lee and Scales were scratched from the lineup. Ryan Terrio originally was not in there, but forced to play as Aaron Miles goes from short to second. And left-hander Paul Mahalam, who was their opening day starter, deals ball 1 high to Soriano. Alfonso hopes to get well against a team he has pounded in his career to the tune of a .394 batting average. He's hit 3 homers against Mahalam.
From Mahalam, you'll see a 4-pitch mix: fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Mostly fastball, changeup to the righties, fastball, slider to the lefties. He'll mix in that curveball as he has a feel for it. Not overpowering by any stretch of the imagination with his heater. It'll sit in the high 80s, 87, 88 on a good day, maybe touch 90. Really has to work the corners, stay out of the middle of the plate.
Got a no decision at Washington. His last time out, that knocked Jaramillo back. He banged off his mask.
Well, if you weren't in the game before, you're in the game now. Wow.
They're a rookie tandem back there. They've done a nice job filling in for Ryan Domit, who's on the DL with a broken right wrist. Robinson Diaz and Jason Jaramillo. The 1-2 to Soriano. Tapper foul.
Both the two young catchers you mentioned throw very well from behind the plate. One difference, Jaramillo possibly feeling his way along here at the major league level as far as calling a game goes. He's caught 4 games in the past for Paul Mahalam. Opponent's batting average of .313. As opposed to Diaz, who caught Mahalam for 2 games. Opponents at .188. And Domit, before his injury, caught 3 games, a batting average of .197.
That's foul past Mike Quaddy at third base.
Well, very few catchers get to the big leagues and have the feel for calling a game for a veteran pitcher. And that's why the pitcher has the option of always shaking his head no, asking for a different pitch. You just hope that your young catcher pays attention, tries to remember the same situations in the future, and that way you don't have the delay. You don't have a pitcher shaking off to get to the next sign.
Mahalam is 26. He'll turn 27 in a month. Foul pop back to the seats. Soriano making him work. Already a 9-pitch at bat. Mahalam attended Mississippi State, was a first-round pick in 2003, born in Greenwood, Mississippi. Coming back, and another foul.
Let's take a look at the Pirates defense while Soriano continues to foul off pitch after pitch after pitch. Nyjer Morgan, Nate McLouth, Brandon Moss across the outfield. The LaRoche brothers on the corners. Jack Wilson, Freddie Sanchez up the middle. They've turned 49 double plays this year, leading the National League. Jason Jaramillo behind home plate for left-hander Paul Mahalam.
Ball 4. That's a great at bat, and Soriano draws the walk. Bob, a couple of tweaks to the Pirates coaching staff this year, and pretty significant. There's Perry Hill, one of the great defensive gurus, particularly infield instructors in baseball. He's their first base coach and now on their staff. The Pirates have gone from one of the worst defensive teams to one of the best, according to the defensive metric, defensive efficiency, which is a number you start to see a little bit more and more these days. And also their new pitching coach is Joe Kerrigan. And they've been getting many more quality outings, particularly from their starting pitchers, with Joe Kerrigan on the staff.
I mentioned the 49 double plays leading the National League. Second in the majors, Cleveland Indians have turned 55 double plays this year. Jack Wilson, Freddie Sanchez should be very familiar with each other by this point.
And they know the tendencies of most of the Cubs hitters, having faced them 15 to 18 times every season. One strike on Theriot, and he bunched through strike two. As I mentioned, Theriot was going to get the night off. He had a rough 2 for 24 road trip. Aaron Miles was going to play short with Bobby Scales at second, but Bobby seems to have caught what Derek Lee has. Bad cold, maybe the flu. Derek feeling a lot worse today than yesterday, so he was sent home. And Scales was unable to go. And you add to that Carlos Marmol not with the team the next 2 days. He has flown to New York for the birth of his child. So the Cubs are shorthanded again tonight. Scales should be available if needed later in the ballgame. The 0-2 to Theriot is inside. Well, I saw Derek today, Bob. I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Not good." And it's so rare to hear him say that.
You know he's not feeling good if he admits it. Well, it happens to every team at some point during the season. It's just like a daycare center. One kid gets the flu, they all get the flu, and unfortunately the same thing happens in a baseball clubhouse.
Little flinch by Soriano, but he picked up the move by Mahalam and was able to get back with the help from Ivan DeJesus working at first base. And Sinatro in the bullpen again. Lester Strode still day-to-day. A personal situation under the weather, and we hope to see Lester later this week. Close pitch, and it missed. 2-2.
Only 6 stolen bases this season for Soriano over there on at first base. He's been successful in 4 of those 6. Mahalam can be very deliberate to home plate. He will occasionally feature a slide step that's around 1.2, 1.3 seconds, but when he uses a big leg kick, he's up around 1.7, 1.8. And we mentioned the 2 young catchers for the Pirates both throw very well. Jaramillo's thrown out 5 out of 15 on the season.
Back-to-back full counts to start it. Soriano takes off, and it kicks past Andy LaRoche. That allows Soriano to get to third. Mike Quaddy's going to send him. He will score easily. And they tied it at 1-1. Good to see the Cubs get a first inning run. That'll be an RBI double for Theriot. And a ball that ate up Andy LaRoche.
Boy, and the Pirates were shading Theriot to hit the ball the other way, including Niger Morgan in left field. He was way over in the gap in left center. Once that ball got past Andy LaRoche at third base, he could run all day. For Soriano, he did not score a run on the past road trip, so that's a good sign.
He's among the league leaders in runs. Came in tied for 4th. That's his 34th run scored as Bradley batting right-handed versus the lefty Mahalam, taking ball 1. First time these 2 guys have matched up in their respective careers. Bradley versus Mahalam. A 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. 1-1. Cubs scored just 5 runs in 6 games on the winless trip. They have a run here in the first inning, not hit very hard, and Jack Wilson slinging across. Theriot remaining at second, 2 outs. By the way, Bob, the Padres won again. Came back late, won in extras at Arizona. They've won 10 straight.
Boy, those are some ugly numbers right there. I don't know if I've ever been involved with a team that had a worse road trip than the Cubs had offensively on that last go-round.
Padres ending a long road losing streak. I think it had reached 11 as Mahalam fakes towards second. Chase Headley with a 2-run homer in the 10th inning. They overcame a 6-run deficit and ended their 11-game road losing streak. Can you believe they're over 500? One ball, no strikes on the cleanup man, Reed Johnson. Why not? He hit a home run yesterday. It's the second time this year he has batted fourth. Cubs helping out their pitcher. The first inning run.
Paying a lot of attention to Ryan Theriot out there at second base. On occasion, that's when a pitcher can make a bad mistake to the hitter at the plate. You get overly concerned with the runner, forget to focus on the pitch at hand, leave something up over the plate.
Now the pitch. That handcuffed Jaramillo, but it caught the strike zone.
That was a cross-up right there. Jaramillo was coming up out of his crouch. He thought that was going to be a fastball, and Mulholland threw him a breaking pitch. Watch the reaction of the Pirate catcher here. He starts coming up out of his crouch expecting a fastball. The pitch broke down and into Reed Johnson. It was a strike, but usually the catcher catches strikes.
Theriot dancing off second. Sharply hit to Wilson. The throw is going to go to third as he tags Theriot. Well, 2 down.
It's just a horrible base running play that time by Ryan Theriot. He certainly knew where Jack Wilson was, playing right off his right shoulder there, and he just breaks on contact, runs into an easy out at third base. He was already in scoring position.
So fielder's choice for Johnson. It brings up Giovanni Soto. As Mulholland checks on Reed.
Well, those are kind of base running mistakes. They're fundamental mistakes that kind of go unnoticed when your offense is clicking and you're scoring runs in bunches and guys are hitting the ball out of the ballpark. You can almost overlook something like that. But when you're struggling to score runs and win ball games, every 90 feet becomes important.
Well, the crowd booing every time Mulholland fakes to second or now throws to first. Well, he might have had a hand in that out at third because Theriot, I'm sure, had a shorter lead than he might normally have had. The 0-1 to Soto is too low.
Well, and that is the reality of the pickoff attempt. It's not necessarily always to pick the guy off of a base. Just want him to shorten up his lead a little bit in the event that the hitter gets a base hit. Give your outfielders an opportunity to throw out that runner at home plate.
10th start of the year for Mulholland. It's been a while since he's won. He won 3 straight decisions in April after a no decision on opening day. His last victory was on April 22nd against Florida. Good earned run average in May, 3.5, but without a win. Just 1 run allowed by Mulholland going into action tonight over his last 2 starts. Two is inside on Soto. Well, history doesn't always play out this way, but you look at some batting averages for the Cubs against the Pirates. Milton Bradley 368. Mike Fontenot not in there tonight, but 348. Johnson 369, Terrio 336, Soto 386. I mentioned Soriano almost 400. They've made Mulholland throw 30 pitches here in the first. Three balls, 2 strikes. Well, he's gone 3-2 on 3 different batters. That certainly explains the bloated pitch count.
And no guarantee he's going to throw a fastball on this 3-2 pitch. He might, but he's just as likely to throw a straight changeup.
Former Cub Gary Varsho, the bench coach. Johnson goes, ball 4. That'll bring the pitching coach Joe Kerrigan out to the mound. Michael Hoffpower getting ready to bat, and again he wasn't in the original lineup. This is how it's gone for the Cubs lately. They finally face a lefty. As Mr. T is explaining, the Cubs are going to score a couple more runs here in this inning. They'll handle our 7th inning stretch tonight. You finally get a left-handed starter. It's been a while. And then your first baseman is sick, forcing Michael Hoffpower in there. Well, we'll see how he does tonight. Ball 1.
Those were the days for the Bucco fans. Willie Stargell and Dave Parker, Kent Tekulve.
And to left, it's going to hold up for Morgan. So Hoffpower taking that pitch the other way. But for an out, Terrio knocks in Soriano. We're 1-1 after 1. Andy LaRoche, younger brother of Adam, fouling off, strike 1. Jaramillo and Wilson to follow for the Pirates. Against Ryan Dempster's coming back on an 0-1 pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan's been the Cubs' workhorse. He's gone at least 6 innings in every start. Right back to him. He fields his position well and throws out LaRoche. Watch the Cubs host the Dodgers this Saturday at 3:10 p.m. Kids get to the ballpark early. The first 5,000 children 13 and younger will receive an exclusive Chicago Cubs plush bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop. Compliments of Pepsi and Navy Pier. Country music night coming up tomorrow night from Wrigley Field. 1-0 on the switch hitting Jason Jaramillo. Batting 7th. He was born in Racine, Wisconsin. I'm sure has some family and friends in attendance. Acquired from the Phillies over the winter. Former second-round pick out of Oklahoma State in 2004 of the Phillies.
Respectable .262 batting average coming into play tonight. Is yet to hit a home run, but he makes good contact. Only 7 strikeouts, 11 walks in 61 at bats coming into play tonight. It's unusual for a young player. Usually you see the strikeouts well above the walks for a young player early on in his major league career.
Comebacker and a base hit. That's their 3rd knock. And it brings up Jack Wilson. I've never been. I don't know if you've ever been to Franksville, Wisconsin.
Can't say as I have.
That's where he lives. As I mentioned, born in Racine. Is there a Brottsville? Franksville.
I'm sure there's a cheese sign near the exit to Franksville.
Yeah. Sure there's a Cheeseville. From Cheddarville, Wisconsin. 1 strike on Jack Wilson. I'm looking forward to our trip to Pittsburgh. I haven't heard the late 60s era Rolling Stones in a while. Play Jumpin' Jack Flash. And he bounces into an around the horn double play. 5-4-3 to end the Pirates' second. It's 1-1 early on. Ryan Friel was going to hit second, but with the reconfiguration of the batting order, he's in there in the 7th spot, playing third base. Lots of at-bats against Paul Maholm, 6 for 26. First time in 16 games the Cubs have faced a left-handed starter. The last lefty they saw was Mike Hampton in Houston on May 6th. Ball high in the air and caught by Wilson. Cub fans, don't forget to visit the WGN Sports Game Zone at WGNTV.com. Brought to you by The Great Escape for up-to-the-minute stats and information designed to give you everything you need to know during the game. The WGN Sports Game Zone is available for every Cubs game and is brought to you by The Great Escape, pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more. Miles trying to raise his average quite a bit. Right now at 204. Career high 317 last year. And his final season with St. Louis.
Throughout the course of his career, he's been pretty balanced from the right side or the left side. Career numbers coming into this season as a right-handed hitter, 284. As a left-handed hitter, 290.
Picked up by Sanchez, 2 outs.
It was even closer last year for Miles. 315 as a right-handed hitter, 317 as a left-handed hitter. Just having trouble getting on track this year.
So 2 outs. It's Ryan Dempster trying to give his leadoff man behind him a chance. Alfonso Soriano had an excellent plate appearance in the first inning. He walked and later scored. Thanks to Ryan for chatting with us. The leadoff man from San Diego yesterday, and still waiting for that first career home run. He hit one off the wall on the last homestand. How about that swing?
I can't believe
he hit too many home runs with that cut.
I can't believe that ball didn't get out of here. Wow, talk about an emergency swing. He picked that ball right out of the catcher's glove right there.
It's like my golf swing.
Well, better that time.
Staring into the dugout as Coy Hill's giving it to him. He's trying not to laugh. So he hit one off the top of the wall in San Diego about 8 or 9 years ago. It's as close as he's gotten to a home run. He swings and misses. And Maholm settling in. That's his first strikeout. 1-1 after 2. Cool and damp night here at Wrigley Field. Cubs are trying to end their longest losing streak under manager Lou Piniella. They've lost 7 straight. And they're in a 1-1 deadlock with the Pirates. Paul Maholm had his first career home run earlier this year at Citi Field in New York. He bounces out to Ryan Friel.
The 2009 Chicago Cubs baseball season on WGN, your official summer baseball station, is brought to you by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
Just keep repeating summer and it'll warm up. Cornermen way in against Morgan. Scored the game-winning run in the 9th on the south side yesterday. Talking with Jimmy Turdinich, the media relations director of the Pirates. He said they were joking yesterday about just taking all their bags into the hotel lobby around 9:30 yesterday, just because that's what teams do on getaway day. But it wasn't getaway day. In the same spot for about 6 nights.
Boy, and if there's one town in the National League you'd like to spend a week, it's Chicago. I cannot help but think Juan Pierre every time I see Nyjer Morgan.
Well, the Sox do it too.
The Sox, a lot of the batting mannerisms before he gets ready to swing the bat, about the same size, can really run.
Have you seen what JP has done in replacing Manny Ramirez? I think he's hitting like 450. He has been a man on a mission. We'll see Juan Pierre and the Dodgers coming up Thursday. And Morgan takes the 1-out walk. Here was a game winner. Delwyn Young won it after Jack Wilson had tied it with a homer off Bobby Jenks. Morgan came around to score that winning tally as they avoided the sweep. The other thing they're trying to avoid is another losing season. 16 in a row following 3 straight Eastern Division titles way back in the early 90s when Jim Leyland was their manager. They've tied the major league record for consecutive losing years of Phillies from 33 to 48 at 16 straight losing campaigns. It's also the all-time record in any of the 4 major sports. I don't think the Pirates want to set that new record. They got off to a good start, 11-7. They dropped 12 of 13 to go 7 under. Since then, they have rebounded and have won 8 of their last 13, even though they have dropped 3 of their last 4. So they've kind of bounced around a little bit this year in terms of their record. Big lead by Morgan at first. Well, you see a guy with his right foot beyond the cutout, you know he's thinking about running.
Now this would more than likely be a run count for Nyjer Morgan. Normally a 2-0 count, you let the hitter swing the bat, but after a pitch out, very little chance the Cubs are going to pitch out a second time to run the count to 3-0. Well, he had a huge jump, so big that he had to stop. Morgan with a crossover step as Dempster was still standing on the mound. Fortunately for the Cubs, he thought he had too much of a jump, so he slammed on the brakes and stayed at first. Watch this jump. Oh. See Ryan Theriot at the top of your picture, breaking to cover second base. I get a ground ball double play right here.
Morgan, like good base stealers, subscribing to the theory, I want to make it so if he throws over, I barely get back in time. That's how big a lead he has. Not running, and the pitch is outside, 3-1. on Sanchez, who doubled and scored in the first. 17 two-base hits. That leads the league.
Dempster with a quick pitch that time, trying to give Morgan a bunch of different looks over there at first base. And yeah, like we talked about earlier, you start to pay too much attention to the base runner. You're not focused on the pitches you have to make to the hitter.
3-2. Ryan looking for his 80th career win and his 30th as a member of the Cubs. Comes in at 29-29 with the Cubs. Runner was going, and Morgan will end up at third on Sanchez's second hit. He takes a big turn around third. Tony Beasley holding him up. They're at the corners with only one out. This has been vintage Freddie Sanchez tonight.
This looks like the Freddie Sanchez of old, driving that ball to the opposite field. The scouting report on Sanchez coming into this series was that he was really swinging at a big strike zone, chasing a lot of bad pitches, trying to pull the ball too much. But his first two at-bats of this game, he looks like the Freddie Sanchez from a couple of years ago.
McLeod popped out to third on the first pitch in his opening at bat. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Huge year last year for McLeod. He was an all-star, won a Gold Glove, tied for first in the league with 46 doubles, and got a 3-year contract prior to this year. Knocked down by Soto. Sanchez had a good read on it and easily gets to second. That takes a double play chance away on a wild pitch.
Nice block by Giovanni Soto. That pitch hit about 5 or 6 feet out in front of home plate. Not really worried about that guy going first to second. You'd like to hold him at first base on a ball in the dirt, but your primary concern is keeping that runner at third base.
Friel even with a bag, everybody else back, and the pitch is too high. Start the sequence again. Well, the Pirates, of course, no longer with Jason Bay and Xavier Nady, both in the American League. Dealt away last year. We mentioned Ryan Doman is on the DL. Yet you look at their rankings and they're ahead of the Cubs in offense. 10th in runs. The Cubs are 12th. That hit McLeod to load the bases.
Not much of an effort to get out of the way on that breaking ball down and in. Not sure whether McLeod just didn't get a good read on that pitch and didn't think he was going to be hit, or whether he was just willing to take one for the team right here. You see that right knee just hangs in there long enough. Really a direct hit, but loads him up nonetheless. Of course, bases loaded now sets up a potential inning-ending double play if Ryan Dempster can get a ground ball off the bat of Adam LaRoche.
LaRoche had a pretty good April, considering he was at 179 in the month of April in his career going into this season. He batted .269, had good on-base percentage and slugging, but everything's gone down here in the month of May. Knocked in a run in the first. The kick and the pitch by Dempster moved his hands 1-1. Two and one. A low batting average, but he has 21 extra base hits. Two and two.
All left-handed hitters with the exception of Nick Swisher, who's a switch hitter.
And the resident pie-in-the-face guy now for the Yankees. They won again today, and A-Rod had 5 hits at Texas. I think he got a little grief from the Ranger fans today. Full count. Now a huge pitch. 3-2 with the bases loaded. 1 out in the 3rd inning. Finally some life from this Wrigley Field crowd. They've been pretty quiet. 3-2, and he walked in a run. It's 2-1. So LaRoche gets an RBI without having to swing the bat. 2 walks, a hit batter, and a single in the inning, and Larry Rothschild's heading out.
You know, and every time I see that situation with the bases loaded and 1 out, I think back to Don Zimmer's days as a manager here in Chicago with Mark Grace at the plate. He would start the runners occasionally. Full count, 1 out, knowing that Mark Grace was going to make contact. He's rarely struck out, especially with runners in scoring position. Adam LaRoche, on the other hand, has punched out 43 times this year, so not surprised the Pirates didn't start the runners.
Still only 1 out. It brings up Moss, the right fielder. Moss came over from Boston in that Jason Bay deal. 1-0. Dempster's 1-0, low and outside. And now Larry has to get on the phone to the bullpen in only the 3rd inning.
Now, once again, you think back to the offensive struggles that the Cubs have had lately. You cannot afford to fall too far behind in a ball game when your offense is not clicking.
And the other thing, 3 balls, no strikes. The Cubs gave up 7 yesterday, although remember that 3-run homer came late. There's going to be a day when the pitching staff, the starter, whomever, just they don't have it, and the offense is going to be needed to bail them out. This could be one of those nights if Dempster can't get it back quickly. 3-1. Escanio getting loose. It's only a 1-run deficit, but Dempster in some trouble here in the 3rd inning. The 3-1 to Moss, ball 4. He has walked in 2.
A little bit of a stalling effort here by a couple of his teammates. Ryan Theriot came in from his shortstop position to talk to Dempster. Then Giovanni Soto made his way out to the mound, trying to give Escanio a little more time down in that bullpen. Gio really taking his time getting back behind the plate.
Andy LaRose still only 1 out. That was a 3-team deal back on the trade deadline of last year, as Brandon Moss, Craig Hansen came from Boston. Andy LaRoche, pitcher Brian Morris almost got his jersey. They came over from the Dodgers. Jason Bay went from the Pirates to the Red Sox, and a guy named Manny Ramirez went from the Red Sox to the Dodgers, and the rest, as they say, is history. It's a bad feeling when you just can't get the ball over the plate. And the Pirates are certainly not helping Dempster here. The 2-1 bounced foul.
Well, sometimes it's a mechanical issue, and Larry may spot it from the dugout and go out and remind Ryan Dempster something he's doing wrong, how to go about correcting it. Other times it just gets between your ears a little bit. You don't want to make that perfect pitch down the middle of the plate with runners on base. You start to nibble a little bit too much, and Dempster has so much movement on his pitches. He's usually better served just aiming right for the middle of the plate and let the ball move.
Didn't bite. He's gone with a slider the last several pitches, feeling most confident apparently in that particular pitch. It's 3-2. I think it's safe to say Ryan is pitching for his life in this game. And he's going to throw home. It goes 1, 2, 3. Looked like LaRoche might have swung at ball 4 as he reached out and bounced back to the pitcher. And Dempster gets out of it. He did give up 2 on those bases loaded walks, but coaxes a double play ball. It's 3-1. Ball 1 on Soriano's second time through the order. It's like somebody may have done a little damage to that fountain, which we thought would happen.
It lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to.
It'll be the pitcher Ryan Dempster using his non-pitching hand. Very frustrated when Andy LaRoche swung at ball 4 on a 3-2. The 2-1 from Holland is low. 3 balls and a strike.
We know frustration's a big part of this game. Even the good hitters are going to fail 7 times out of 10. Pitchers are going to have rough days out there on the mound. It's amazing. As Soriano takes his second walk of the ball game, it's amazing how much of the equipment and the walls and the things up the tunnel between the clubhouses and the dugouts, how much damage is done to some of those things. We've seen a couple of ballparks that actually have punching bags in the tunnel. Milwaukee has one in the restroom right behind the visitors' dugout. In Arizona, they used to have a punching bag down the tunnel, trying to encourage guys to take out their wrath on something that won't break and won't hurt them.
So Soriano has walked twice, and Terrio knocked him in the first inning. Will bat with a runner on and no outs in the third. 3-1 Pirates. Looked like Carlos was trying to fix it. He always knows when we're watching.
Cubs baseball on WGN Sports, directed by Carlos Zambrano.
Stop staring at me, Z. Holland throws over Soriano with a very short lead. Terrio breaks his bat, but a lot of room out there in left, and it'll drop down. And he has 2 doubles tonight. Second and third, no outs. A broken bat fly ball to left. Morgan playing way over in left center. Just perfectly placed by Ryan.
The Pirates really overshifting in the outfield, especially with Niger Morgan in left field. They know Ryan Terrio's history and that he usually hits the ball to the right side from our Southwest Sky Cam. Morgan with a long run just to get to that ball on a hop. He wanted to go to third base, threw late to second base, and the Cubs have 2 men in scoring position for the middle of the order.
Well, they're doing it again. Morgan over in left center. I mean, he has a ton of speed. He's a center fielder. They have 2 center fielders out there. McLouth in center, and where did Bradley foul that ball? Mark O'Neill's going to come out.
Like he said, he's all right. That's really just one of those mind over matter situations because it isn't going to stop hurting anytime soon. You just have to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. A bruise, not a break.
1-1.
Assuming it got him off that left leg, slider down and in, just hit the top part of the ball, caught him on the inside of that left ankle.
Called strike, and Milton behind in the count. 1-2. Table setters have set the table tonight. It was missing on the trip, and he's going to knock in 2 to tie it. Soriano and Terrio will score. Bradley will end up at second base with a 2-run double. Pirates might want to rethink where they have Niger Morgan. Cubs are wearing out the left field corner.
Now, one thing I know is if you're going to overshift your outfield as drastically as the Pirates do, You got to make sure you make the right pitches in the right location. That time a fastball over the inside part of the plate. Bradley pulls it down into that corner. Nigel Morgan getting his road work in this inning, chasing balls over in that left field line, and Soriano and Terrio will score easily. The Braves were a team that always used to overshift in the outfield, but they had pitchers who could hit their spots consistently back in the days of Glavine and Maddox and Smoltz and Denny Nagel and others. So you could afford to overshift your outfield knowing that the opposition was going to probably hit the ball right into the teeth of the defense. You got a pitcher on the mound that misses his spot too much, that shift can really bite you.
This is the most runs the Cubs have scored in over a week. They lost 6-5 to start the losing streak against Houston a week ago Sunday, and did not get the 3 runs on the entire trip. There's John Russell, Pirates manager, former catcher, and he's in his 2nd season running their dugout. Popped in the air to right. Moss comes over as Bradley tags and will head to 3rd. So he's there with 1 out. And now a sac fly. Some good contact can give the Cubs the lead. Tomorrow night is Country Music Night here at Wrigley Field, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Country music star Jason Michael Carroll will appear at the game. Country music memorabilia will be given away throughout the game, and one lucky fan will win a trip for 2 to Nashville, compliments of the Grand Ole Opry and Southwest Airlines. The Cubs host the Pirates at 7:05. Soto gives the Cubs a 4-3 lead. It's their first advantage of the night. Another trip from Joe Kerrigan. 4-3 Cubs. Boy, how big is that double play looking now? Turned by Ryan Dempster.
It's good to see his offense bail him out after a rough inning there in the 3rd. Giovanni Soto with his 23rd RBI in 25 games against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Think he likes hitting against the Buccos? New life for Ryan Dempster.
Big swing by Hoffpower. He fouled it right near the plate. Join us for Country Music Night tomorrow night. By Southwest Airlines. That'll be fun. Got your cowboy boots ready?
Yeehaw.
0-2 to Hoffpower, who lined to left in the 1st inning.
Could have written a real sad country song about the Cubs offense on that last road trip. One of those tears in your beers kind of songs.
But he ended on a happy note, something about coming home.
Yep.
Another 0-2. Tapper sending Mahalam off the mound, and he'll get Hoffpower 2 outs. Soto advances to 2nd. And here's Ryan Friel. Mahalam has given up a lot of runs against the Cubs. This is his 9th start. He's 4-1 in his career, but his ERA is well over 6. Almost 50 innings Against the Cubs, he's allowed 37 earned runs. They're going to throw to second, and Soto just got back in. That was a planned pickoff throw as Wilson snuck in behind him.
Well, that's good to know. I'm sure somebody on that Cubs dugout is making a notation right now of a pickoff attempt from the catcher to the second baseman. You're right, that was a design play because Wilson was breaking as the pitch was getting into the hitting zone. On a daylight play, that's where the runner gets so far off the bag that you can see daylight between the runner and the shortstop. That's just a spur of the moment pickoff play, but that time Wilson was on the move as the pitch got to the plate.
Can you run a daylight play at night?
Yes, indeed, you can.
Okay. Just checking.
Really, it's just the space between, not necessarily daylight.
I got you. Three and two to Friel. 3 in as the Cubs have grabbed the lead. The Pirates scored 2 in the top of the inning. Payoff pitch, fouled back, will do it again. Ryan Friel's from Jacksonville, Florida. Acquired from the Orioles after the season had already started. Broken bat liner right at Andy LaRoche. Cubs with 3 runs, and they lead 4-3. Cubs lead 4-3 as Ryan Dempster deals to Jason Jaramillo. Bradley tied it with a 2-run double, and then Soto gave the Cubs the lead. They haven't had many advantages over the last week. Let's see if they can hold on to it. And Dempster, who was probably, Bob, a pitch away from being removed from this game, has new life.
And good to see the resiliency in the Cubs offense today. After falling behind in the top of the first, they score a run of their own in the bottom to tie it up. Dempster gave up 2 in the top of the third. They come right back with 3 of their own. Ooh, good pitch. Dempster's going to have to take a deep breath after that one. Took a lot off that sinker, possibly a split finger. Just off of that inside corner. He got the reaction he wanted from the hitter. Pitch just didn't quite make it back to that inside corner.
Well, the last 3 have been right in that general area, and it's now a full count. Here it is, bounced foul. Another payoff pitch, golfed into deep left center. Johnson's not going to be able to leave his feet. You could see that Reed wanted to dive but wasn't going to have a play. And Jaramillo has his second hit. He's 2 for 2.
Well, we know Reed Johnson wouldn't hesitate to leave his feet. That's not a bad pitch from Ryan Dempster. Sinker down below the knees.
He hit that a long way, didn't he?
Yeah, he just went down and golfed, and that ball carried nearly to the warning track. You could see Reed just leaning over a little bit there like he was thinking about making the headlong dive and then realized he wasn't going to be able to get to it.
Jaramillo's a pretty strong guy. Had the look of just a little flick of the wrist and bloop hit out into left center, and he drove it almost to the warning track. 1-1 on Wilson. That's how you used to do it.
Yeah. He was down and threw that ball, got a lot of backspin on it, and kept it below the wind, if you will, with the big scoreboard and the bleachers out in center field.
Oh, bad throw into center. Jaramillo will take third. We've seen a few errant pickoff attempts from Cubs pitchers this year. And that's a big one. Runner at third, nobody out, as Jaramillo represents the tying run.
Well, as that play started to develop, I thought they might have a chance to get him. You'll see Terrio breaks, and Jaramillo didn't move initially. Just a bad throw by Ryan Dempster.
His second error of the season, so the cornermen forced to come in. They're back up the middle, and it's 2-1 on Wilson. When they have made a miscue, results haven't been good. Outside corner, 2-2. This is a batter right here, Bob, because a pitcher's on deck, Mahalam. So if Dempster can get Wilson without Jaramillo scoring, he has a fighting chance of getting out of this inning without a run being scored. The pitch. A blooper out into right, and Miles can't get it, and it's a tie ball game. Jaramillo was not going to tag. He went halfway down the line. And it'll be a bloop hit for Wilson. It's 4-4.
Miles got out underneath that ball, just hit off the thumb of his glove and dropped to the turf out there in shallow right field. That's too bad.
Mahalam takes a strike. I was curious to see what Jaramillo would do with the infielder running out. I thought he still might try to tag and beat the throw to the plate, but Jaramillo instead went halfway and was able to easily score. But I guess the thought there is, even if he drops it, I might not score if I go back to tag up. So might as well go halfway.
6 of one, half dozen of the other on that play. Personally, I like the guy tagging on that with nobody out in the inning. If Miles makes that catch running out into right field with his back to the infield, you come down the line hard, see what he does with the throw back to home plate. And if he makes a good throw, you stop and go back to third base. If the throw's offline, maybe you come on in and score. Well, it's going to take a perfect bunt from Paul Maholm to move that runner up to second base with Friel and Hoffpower charging as hard as they are. And with that in mind, he pulls the bat back and takes a hack at it.
Well, you could see that coming.
Well, there's a difference between coming in from those corner positions under control and charging as hard as Ryan Friel has been charging. I mean, on the first pitch, he was very nearly into that cutout around home plate.
It's a fair ball, and Soto can only throw to first, covered by the second baseman Miles. Third sacrifice of the season for Maholm.
Soto had thoughts about going to second base here. Jack Wilson got a pretty good jump over there at first base. And once again, we talk about it all the time. If the opposing team is willing to give you an out, take an out. No sense taking a chance down there at second base. If you're late with the throw, Pirates have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Big swing by Morgan. Ball came back and hit him.
Talked earlier about Nyjer Morgan and the resemblance to Juan Pierre, body style, way he wears his uniform. And both guys can absolutely fly.
Those were the batting gloves in his back pocket, like Mel Hall. Old school right there.
Yes, indeed. I would assume the gloves that he has in his back pocket are his sliding gloves. Those guys that steal bases, they have hitting gloves and sliding gloves.
He hits it in the air up to center. Reed Johnson will catch, and Wilson has to stay at second base. 2 outs. Happy birthday wishes go out to Dale Burke. Happy 60th to Dale. Congratulations to Xiao Ming and Ian Ross on the birth of their daughter Chloe Elizabeth on Saturday. And a nice email from Pam and Ed Haney, who were at their first Peoria Chiefs game, and they saw your son Michael pick up the game-ending RBI.
All right. Chiefs got rained out earlier today. They had a noon game scheduled down in Peoria, and the storms that hit here right about batting practice time were down in Peoria earlier today, so the Chiefs got washed out.
It's been a tough go for Daytona.
Oh, man.
They have been washed out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday due to heavy rains in the state of Florida. Len and Bob at ChicagoNow.com if you'd like to send us an email. A 1-1 to Sanchez. He held up 2-1. Also good to see our old friend Pete Toma, former Cubs producer, now producing games for the Pittsburgh Pirates. (4-4). The Bucks just tied it, and they have a runner in scoring position as Ryan Dempster's battling his way through this one tonight. Again, he's completed 6 in every start. It'll be tough for him to get through 6 tonight. Right now he's just trying to get through the 4th. You mentioned the scouting report of Sanchez, and I mentioned he has struck out a lot. The guy we've seen in every at bat tonight resembles the Freddie Sanchez who won a batting title a few years ago. Making Had pitcher work, taking the ball the other way. And a high, deep drive to left. And Soriano will not have a play. It's out. So Sanchez showing his power. He is a triple away from the cycle, and it's 6-4 Pittsburgh.
Well, the ball carrying much better than the conditions would indicate here at Wrigley Field tonight. The wind blowing straight in from center field. Not a brisk wind, but we saw the half swing by Jaramillo that resulted in a gapper to left center. And this time Sanchez with a very abbreviated swing. Got that ball up in the air to left field and just did tuck it into the bleachers.
A perfect night for Sanchez. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, and he's 1 3-base hit away from hitting for the cycle. Darrell Ward last did it for the Pirates 5 years ago, almost to the day. Well, you were hoping that 1-2-3 double play ball and then the 3 runs the Cubs got, that was going to turn around the night of Ryan Dempster, but he's given up 3 again here in the 4th. And the home plate umpire Bob Davidson is not happy with Ryan right now. Pick it up on our crowd mic. He's screaming out at Dempster, who clearly wasn't happy with a couple of non-strike calls earlier in this inning. Remember that pitch where he walked around the mound?
He thought he had strike 3 on that sinker right around the bottom of the kneecaps. Like Dempster may have asked Bob Davidson where was it, and of course, as per usual, Bob Davidson ripped off his mask and yelled out at the mound so everybody in the ballpark knew there was a dispute. Remember, it's not where Gio catches, it's where the ball crosses the front of home plate. Well, Dempster had a few words.
Ryan was saying it wasn't low.
A lot less tolerance on the part of Major League umpires. They used to let you speak your piece a little bit as long as you weren't quote unquote showing them up. You know, waving your arms and making a big deal out of it, stomping around the mound and yelling toward home plate. Most of the umpires would, let you vent a little bit out there on the mound, and then when they'd heard enough, they would say, okay, that's it, let's go, play ball. But the reaction nowadays is more what you saw from Bob Davidson. They rip off their mask so everybody in the ballpark knows there's a dispute.
Swing and a miss to end the inning, so the Cubs find themselves down by 2 yet again. Aaron Miles leading off the last of the fourth. As the Pirates, Jack Wilson picking up an RBI single. Later scored on a 2-run homer by Freddie Sanchez to give them a 6-4 lead. Wind blowing in slightly tonight, but it's been an offensive night early on. 0-2 pitch, and Miles missed it, but he has a chance to get to first, and he will, as Jaramillo slipped as he went back to get it. A break for the Cubs, a strikeout and a wild one.
I think another look. Mahalam throwing a little slider down and in. Aaron Miles swung right over the top of it. That time Jaramillo just tried to backhand that ball out of the dirt. And then he loses his footing as he gets back there in the area behind home plate. We take a base runner any way we can get him at this point.
So Dempster is done, and Bobby Scales, who's a bit under the weather, is going to bat for him. Shortest outing of the year for Dempster, 4 innings, 6 runs. Bullpen has gotten plenty of rest. However, they are without Carlos Marmol the next 2 days. A fly to right, Moss with an easy play. Plan your next corporate function or family gathering in the comfort of the Wrigley Field Mezzanine Suites, presented by Nuveen Investments. Suites are available now for games during the season. Be sure to ask about the May incentives. To book your suite or for more info, visit Cubs.com/suites. Or call 773-404-Cubs. Up and away. Those are tough ones, aren't they? Those fastballs that are ready to take off on a catcher.
It's better when you reach across to your backhand the way Jaramillo did that time than when you have to reach to your left up and in to a right-handed hitter. That's the one that can pull your shoulder right out of the joint.
High again, 2-0. Soriano's already walked twice and scored twice.
You gave the numbers for Soriano against the Pirates in his career. And with Derek Lee out of the lineup tonight, Aramis Ramirez out of the lineup for an extended period of time, it's apparent that the Pirates decided they're just not going to give Soriano too much good to hit.
The kick and the 3-1 hit foul. Soriano had a good rip at it. Even if Fonzie walks all night, he's going to get his hacks in there. Especially if Mahalam makes a mistake. Runner going on the 3-2, and what a play by Sanchez. He's had an incredible night, not only at the plate, but I'm shocked he was able to field that ball. You see him shaking his head. I don't know if he had his eyes closed or not, but he found the baseball and got the out.
A lot of things going on there. Ground ball to the right side. You got the runner coming there. You got the umpire in the way. The ball took a bad hop on top of it. I don't know how Sanchez was able to make that play.
Well, and also, Bob, the ball bounced for the last time right at the edge of the grass. So we talked about this the other day, how you get those really weird hops. Terrio, 2 doubles. He wasn't even supposed to be in the lineup tonight. Nyjer Morgan still in left center, even though Terrio the last 2 times has pulled it right down the line. Well, Bob, we can ask the Pirates tomorrow if Morgan plays there a lot. I don't know if I've seen Morgan play any position other than center. I think part of it is he has such great speed. They feel like he can cover more ground out there. And that's why they have him way off the line. It's not just against Terrio. They had him there for Bradley, too. And another one pulled into the left field corner and very deep. It is fair. Miles scores. Terrio makes a turn. He has 3 doubles all to left. 6-5. In some ways, it's kind of like Jim Thome bunting with the shift on.
Yeah.
He just sees this big hole in left. He keeps pulling it.
From our Southwest Sky Cam, I think next time Terrio comes up, Nyjer Morgan's just going to play him right there, because that's where he's been hitting the ball all 3 at bats. 3 doubles, 2 runs driven in. He scored a run. Big night already for the Riot.
Morgan saying, okay, I get it. The 1-0 to Bradley. Deep fly to left, and the Cubs lead again. Deep in the bleachers for Bradley. He's knocked in 4 tonight, and it's 7-6.
Who would have thought this would turn into a slugfest here tonight, the way the Cubs offense had been over the last 6 ball games. Milton Bradley with a blast. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 391 feet deep into the bleachers.
And remember, the Cubs got an extra out this inning as Miles struck out to start it, but got the first on a wild pitch on strike 3. Otherwise, they wouldn't have scored any.
It's like one of those heavyweight fights. You hit me a couple times and I'll hit you a couple times, and let's do it for a few hours and see who ends up on their feet.
Knock around the Gatorade fountain. Oh, they get the lead for Dempster, although he can't get the win because he didn't go 5. Base hit, left field, Reed Johnson, and we're going to see, I think, some action in the Pirates pen.
As we mentioned earlier in the ballgame, the Cubs haven't seen a lot of left-handed pitching, so we haven't seen a lot of Milton Bradley swing from the right side of the plate, but very quick to the ball on this swing and generated a tremendous amount of power. Really went down and got it. He knew right away.
See, 4 RBIs for Milton. Came in with 9 on the season.
Well, the first times I've seen Milton Bradley smile all season.
They have outscored the road trip already tonight. Tom Gorzolani has just gotten up for the Pirates. One of their 4 lefties in the pen. Soto gets under it. McLeod will have plenty of room, and that's the inning. The last 3 half innings have been 3-run innings, and the Cubs lead. You buy Subway. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win 5 $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Into the pen. And right-hander Jose Escanio. Milton Bradley with a couple of big extra base hits. 2-run double in the 3rd, 2-run homer in the 4th, and the Cubs lead 7-6. Cubs pen gave up 3 earned runs in 11 innings on the just completed trip. One ball, 1 strike to Adam LaRoche. First appearance since Thursday for Escanio. An inning and 2/3. Didn't give up a run. Struck out 3.
Saw the opponent's batting average only 200 against Escanio on the season. 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings pitched. Has yet to walk an opposing batter, but he has hit a couple.
On back-to-back pitches. One bouncer to Miles. Oh, we have a chance. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Brandon Moss shoots one into left. That's a base hit. Soriano is trying to get his body in front of that one as it skidded off the grass. Outfield grass still might be a little moist after the late afternoon showers.
Tell you what, it may be damp out there, and the ball may be a little slippery if it rolls any amount of time through that grass, but the players are keeping their footing extremely well on this surface this year. We haven't seen much slipping or sliding, especially with the rain we've had in the early going this year. The field has played great.
One and one on Andy LaRoche. Escanio has one major league win. That was with Atlanta in 2007. And somebody out of the bullpen has a shot at a win. Why not Jose? Dempster can't get it. The pitch rolled into right, base hit. It's the kind of night where you like having the last at bat. LaRoche probably thinking, you know, I've heard that name before. Well, we know about Adam. He's on the same team as Andy. But how about the former Cub, Dave LaRoche?
Back in the early 70s, left-handed pitcher.
Say Adam looks a little bit more like his dad than Andy. 14 seasons in the majors for Dave LaRoche. Jaramillo's had an impressive night. 2 on, 1 out. And Escanio's 1-0 offering. Ball 2.
Giovanni Soto asking Bob Davidson behind the plate where that pitch missed. Like it was below belt level and caught some of the white part of the plate. Jaramillo stands extremely close to that inside corner.
Base hit to right. He's 3 for 3, and they are loaded up for Jack Wilson. Back to back to back singles. Good throw by Bradley all the way back to the plate. And Larry's coming out. Nobody up in the pen. We're only in the 5th inning.
Jaramillo stands so close to the plate. He makes that pitch on the outside corner look like it's in the middle of the plate. Jerks it into right field, and Milton Bradley fly all the way to home plate here to hold the runner at third base. Buccos do have him loaded up here with 1 out in the inning. Need a ground ball.
Lefty Neil Kotz is up. I believe that's a new career high for Jaramillo with 3 base hits. And 4 2-hit games coming in. Slider missed. 1-0. A 1-0 is a strike. Outer half 94 on the gun. 10 hits for the visitors. The Cubs have 7. They lead 7-6. That's the good news. They've scored a bunch of runs, but it's been tough getting these Pirates out. Not giving up something. The only inning they didn't score was a second. A pop up by Wilson on the right side of the infield for a huge out. Infield fly rule. Hoffpower caught it. And Mulholland's not going to bat. It'll be former Cub Craig Monroe to pinch hit for the pitcher.
Unless he's changed drastically from his days with the Cubs, Craig Monroe, a real good low ball hitter, especially from the middle of the plate in.
Here we go. Outside corner. Called strike 2. Monroe played in 23 games for the Cubs in 2007. After coming over from Detroit in August of that season. Last year with Minnesota, hit just .202. The pitch. Ooh. Looked pretty good.
Soto's off of the outside corner a little bit. That ball tails back and he pushes it back a little bit further. Might have been just off the corner.
Three on, 2 down.
Tried to come with the changeup there on the 1-2 pitch after just missing away with the fastball. I think the changeup was a good pitch to call in that situation, but you don't really want to throw it for a strike. Bounce it up there, try to get Monroe in a defensive mode, chasing what he thinks is a fastball.
Muscled out into center. It's going to hold up for Johnson, and Escaño pops his mitt. He's excited. Gets out of the inning. They leave him loaded. 7-6 Cubs. Well, and Bob, I wonder if Ted and Larry have been tossed from the bench.
Well, we'll see as the inning progresses here. I know for a fact that starting pitchers on days they don't pitch, a lot of times they like to watch the game in the video room just to see what the opposing hitters are swinging at, what are they hitting, what are they not hitting. And certainly if you've been watching this game up in the video room, you've seen the number of pitches that Bob Davidson has missed in this game. And perhaps Ted Lilly and or Larry Rothschild just thought it was time to point it out to Bob Davidson what a horrible job he's doing tonight.
Other than that, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Tom Gorzaloni from Orland Park former starter, now at least temporarily in the Pirates bullpen, coming up from the minors. Well, Larry's back in the dugout, so maybe nobody got tossed. I don't know. We'll find out. I have no idea why Ted Lilly was on the field, but
I'll tell you, those starting pitchers, that's a tight fraternity.
oh, sure. Orsolani made 7 starts at AAA Indianapolis, a 3.98 ERA, and he got called up on May 17th. 3-1 the count on Michael Hoffpower. Orsolani had a really rough year last year in the majors. 21 starts, a 6.66 ERA. Spent some time back in the minors. Season ended a bit early due to a finger injury on his pitching hand. And he was miserable against the Cubs. 3 starts, 11 innings, 21 runs, 5 homers. And he walks the leadoff man, Michael Hoffpower. Stay tuned after the game. The WGN News is coming up with Mark Sapelsa, Julie Unruh, Dan Roan, and Tom Skilling. I think it would behoove the Cubs, if they were in the mood to behoove, to score some more runs tonight. Bunted by Friel. Orsolani picks it up, and the stretch by Sanchez to get Friel on a sacrifice.
You would have to assume with Ryan Friel putting down a sacrifice bunt, we're going to see some activity in that Cubs bullpen once again. Normally you wouldn't bunt a runner into scoring position for your number 8, number 9 hitter, unless you're going to pinch hit for that pitcher spot, and I would assume that's what Lou's going to do if we get down there, because Neil Cott's now once again throwing in the bullpen.
Miles takes a breaking ball low and inside. First of a 3-game series against the Pirates. The Dodgers come in Thursday night. I don't even know if Escanio has the right batting gloves.
Can't even fake like he's going to take an at bat here. Can't get his batting gloves on. Really few options off the bench for Lou. We mentioned Derek Lee way under the weather, won't be available tonight. Coy Hill, a switch hitter, but he's your backup catcher. That's always a dicey proposition to use your backup catcher this early in a ball game. And the other options both left-handed, Fontenot and Fukudome.
Aaron able to hold up, and it's 2-2. Remember his strikeout to start the 4th inning. He reached on a wild pitch, and that came up big later, because with 2 outs, Terrio doubled home Miles, and then Bradley hit a 2-run homer to give the Cubs this current 7-6 spread. Two to Miles, and that time he did go. And Jaramillo will have to fire to first.
Hey Len, the Bud Light Concert Series is back. Aerosmith will be playing the Alpine Valley Music Theater June 13th, brought to you by Bud Light. Tickets are available exclusively at livenation.com. Walk this way. Aerosmith June 13th, brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, the difference is drinkability.
So what are they going to do? Scagno's going to bat. Jose's still looking at the dugout. Are you sure?
Well, you would assume this means Neil Kotz will now have a seat down in the bullpen once again. Well, when you got a short bench, you really have to be judicious in how you use those pinch hitters, especially your backup catcher.
Jose struck out in his only other at bat this year and in his career. Carlos Zambrano likes to pinch hit, but I wonder if after that DL stint Lewis decided we're going to give it a little bit of a rest. That's popped into short left, but it's going to be caught by Jack Wilson. Well, we'll find out a little later if Z would in fact bat. 7-6 Cubs. It is Memorial Day 2009, and on Memorial Day we remember those who have sacrificed their lives in serving our nation. Bald Eagle Challenger here at the ballpark. Governor Quinn here to promote Illinois Military Relief Fund. This is the 7th time he has brought Challenger the Eagle to Wrigley Field. That's tonight's Have a Ball thanks to the Illinois Lottery. Well, we believe Carlos Zambrano was going to pinch hit. Don't know if he just didn't have his spikes or what, but he wasn't ready to hit. That's why Escaño took the at bat, even though he was coming out of the game. Neil Kotz is in here in the 6th. That's the only explanation. I mean, normally you would not let Jose Escaño with one career at bat take it if you know you're going to take him out of the game. Niger Morgan against Kotz. Quickly 2 strikes. It's been a weird one tonight.
Tough to figure what's going on. We know the Cubs have a very short bench. And you can certainly understand the concern with Zambrano, just coming back off the hamstring injury. Stay tuned. Could get even weirder.
Called strike 3 on a heater from Kotz.
Neil worked a clean inning in the ball game yesterday. Been struggling with his command, especially against the left-handed hitters. Good to see him mow down Niger Morgan the way he did to lead off this inning.
Freddie Sanchez has 7 total bases. He has a double, a single, and a 2-run homer. He has 2 triples on the season. Average back up in the 300s. And he's 4 for 4 as most of the bat ended up in the 3rd row just behind the edge of the backstop. Unfortunately, everybody's okay. There's a fan in a Jonathan Taves jersey who got the barrel of the bat. I say Jonathan's aged a little bit.
What a
That's
nice
scary.
Sanchez. Yeah, that is scary when you see that barrel head over toward the seating areas. At least the players on the field are somewhat aware when those bats come flying their direction.
Yeah, that to me, and I think it's been mentioned a few times, is the big concern, the biggest concern about the bats breaking, and that is when they fly into the seats. Tying run is on base. The pitch to McLouth. Missing ball 1, 1-1 on the Pirates' number 3 hitter, Nate McLouth. A lot of lefties here, and that's why this inning fits for Cox. He did give up the single to the righty Sanchez, but now 3 straight left-handed batters. Way deep, and the Pirates lead again. It's 8-7. Nate McLouth's 8th home run. And as Bob said, stay tuned as this game swivels back and forth.
And for Neil Kotz, that's a 3rd home run he's given up this season. All 3 have come to left-handed hitters. Boy, and that was a no-doubter off the bat of Nate McLouth. Wind is having little or no effect on batted balls in this game tonight.
McLouth has homered 9 times against the Cubs, 7 of which have been hit in this ballpark. He got all of it. 1-1 on Adam LaRoche. And he punches one out into the gap in right center, and he'll end up in scoring position on an easy 2-bagger.
I'll tell you, Len, it's a little reminiscent of the days of Mike Remlinger here at Wrigley Field, a lefty that was actually a lot more effective against right-handed hitters than he was against lefties. Neil Kotz giving up a long home run and then a screaming double into the gap against guys that, quite honestly, he's supposed to get out.
Another lefty. Sprayed foul into the upper deck by Moss. It's 13 hits for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ouch. Brandon Moss walking it off after fouling it off his foot. Oh,
ooh. That's out near the toes. You know how I feel about that. Given the fact we're playing the Pirates, I think back to my playing days and the Pirates catcher Tony Pena. He used to wear a protective sleeve over the toes of his shoes when he caught. We used to call them Dixie cups because it looked like he got his foot stuck inside a plastic cup, but it was a protective sleeve that he would put over the toes of his shoes when he went behind the plate to catch. The shin guards nowadays, as you see, have an extension that reaches down and covers that toe area, but we didn't have that back when Tony and I played.
surrounded by Terrio, and the throw just gets Moss. Well, you saw though when Soto goes into his crouch, that protection there kind of flips up. Yeah, so there's still an exposed area.
They don't always stay where they're supposed to. He's okay right there giving the signs. Of course, there's no baseballs flying around right now, but when he gets into his ready position to receive the pitch, sometimes that protected part there you see flips up in the air, and those toes are as exposed as ever.
They need a strap to keep that protection down. Runner at third, 8-7 Pirates. Adam is at third. Andy is at the plate. We'll just go by their first names. Getting all messed up. Had the same situation over the weekend with Edgar and Adrian Gonzalez. Oh, 2 high and inside. Just when the offense kicked it into gear, the pitching has struggled tonight. As the Cubs try to end a losing streak that has reached 7 games. To right, Bradley coming over. He's going to dive and hit the heel of his glove and came out. The throw to second, not in time. It'll be a double for Andy LaRoche as Adams scores a 9th Pirates run. It's 9-7.
That ball was dying quickly as it got out there to Milton Bradley. He had to cover a lot of ground to get over there, made the diving attempt. It did look like it hit the heel of his glove, actually the little finger of the glove, and just went the wrong direction. Those big, long outfielders' gloves, a lot of times if you get it close, it'll suck right into the pocket of the glove, but that time it fell to the ground. Good recovery to make it a close play at second base.
Andy LaRoche with 2 hits. Jaramillo coming up with 3. Adam LaRoche with 2. Sanchez with 4. McLeod a 2-run homer. It's a slugfest tonight here at Wrigley Field with the wind blowing in. Pirates rallied late to win on Sunday, but they were shut out Friday and Saturday on the south side. So they didn't come in red hot at the plate. 0-2 on Jaramillo.
For Jaramillo, only 7 of his 64 at bats this year have come as a right-handed hitter. Normally, the other catcher, the right-handed part of the platoon, Diaz, would take the at bat here, but it's one of those crazy ones. I said it before concerning the Cubs bench. You have to be very careful how you use your extra men in a game like this.
Ground ball to Miles. This will end it. But another 3-run inning. Each team has had a couple tonight. It's 9-7 for the visitors. Brian Dempster just didn't have it tonight. Neither did Paul Mahalam. 9-7 Pirates. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive a 2009 Honda Accord. Offense back to work after McLeod hit a big 2-run homer. Swing and a miss by Soriano. Gorzolani in for his second consecutive inning of relief work. Here's a pitch. 1-2.
Got a good this date in baseball history, Len. A lot of Cub fans will remember this. Back in 1982, Fergie Jenkins struck out Gary Templeton to become the 7th pitcher in history to punch out 3,000 batters. Oh, that's amazing.
Fewer than 1,000 walks. 2001, Kerry Wood gave up 1 hit, fanned 14, beating the Brewers 1-0. Took a no-hitter into the 7th. Soriano strikes out. Second punch out for Gorzolani. Morgan a little bit more toward the line and left, and it's pulled to third by Terrio. And Andy LaRose throws him out. First time he's made an out. Ryan is 3 out of 4.
One other this date in baseball history. Back in 2002, Sean Green, playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers, had 4 homers on Thursday, 1 on Friday, 2 more on Saturday. 7 home runs in 3 games. He hit 9 in a week.
How many of them did you see? I think he hit a couple against your team.
I think he did. A couple of them, yeah. I think we got the 2 on Saturday.
So was that must have been the year he hit 4 in Milwaukee?
Yes, indeed. That was the start of it. Yeah.
I think he had 6 hits. Bradley grounds out. Cubs go down quietly in the 6th. They trail as we head to the 7th. Who was born in Rolling Meadows, Illinois, passed away over the weekend. Here's Wilco. That's I'm Always in Love by Wilco. Tonight's Bud Light fan cam with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability. You see Aaron Heilman on the mound facing Jack Wilson. Cue toward the shortstop Terrio, and he gets it over in time to get the out. Saw Jay Bennett with his band, his solo career that just started after he left Wilco about 7 years ago. Very talented musician. He will be missed. 9-7 Pirates as we get ready for the 7th inning stretch tonight. Mr. T is going to sing the stretch. I pity the fool who tries to sing it with him.
Oh, brother.
Mr. T is from Chicago. According to his bio, he at one time won a scholarship to Prairie View A&M University. He was a fantastic athlete, but, quote, was thrown out after 1 year. Do I dare ask him why?
Yeah, you can ask him.
I think that's a good question for you. Or Zalani staying in and taking the at-bat. As we said, he was stretched out as a starter at AAA. Called strike 2-2. Heilman's pitch. Backhanded. And Terrio pops up quickly. 2 outs. Nicely done. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Niger Morgan bats with 2 outs. Friel way in at third, and a high deep drive by Morgan. Bradley chasing, and it's going to one-hop the wall, and this is triple territory for Niger Morgan. Boy, the ball almost hit him, hit the glove maybe of Friel. As Morgan went in standing, that play was actually fairly close. Well, it got away. 2-out triple for Morgan.
I think he went in standing up because third baseman Ryan Friel was just standing next to the bag as if there were going to be no play at third. Morgan drives that ball into the gap in right center. A lot of room out there, and with his speed, I know he's thinking triple the whole way. He kind of starts breaking it down right there. He sees Ryan Friel just standing off to the side as if nothing is happening, and it was a lot closer than it appeared.
So Heilman has to face the red-hot Freddie Sanchez, who's 4 for 4. Well, if Sanchez will ask Morgan if he can borrow that triple after the game.
A good lesson for young ball players. If you're coming into third base, there's only one person you can trust over there, and that's your own third base coach. That was a nice job by Ryan Friel. He was just standing off to the side of the bag, straight up, had his arms down at his side. No indication whatsoever that the ball was coming there.
2-0 pitch called strike. Mr. T looks like he's getting ready for a prize fight tonight. He's pumped up. Getting ready for the stretch as Heilman tries to get this 3rd out here in the 7th. Rolled up the middle. Terrio behind second, and the throw pulls Hoffpower off first base, and it's now 10-7. That's a single for Sanchez. He is 5 for 5.
Terrio knew he had to hurry. Ground ball back up the middle of the field. He gets to it in good shape. Perhaps didn't have a good grip on that ball. It seemed to cut right out of his hand, pulling Micah Hoffpower off the bag.
Career high 5 hits for Freddie Sanchez. Pirates joining a number of teams in double digits on this Memorial Day. Yankees scored 11 at Texas. Detroit with 13 runs in Kansas City. The Dodgers played at 16 in Denver. Cleveland 11-10. I guess they scored 7 in the bottom of the ninth to beat Tampa Bay 11-10. White Sox have scored 11 in the first 3 innings in Anaheim. Runner goes, the pitch is way outside, and Sanchez gets second without a throw. So he adds a stolen base to the mix. The 2-1. Klaus was late. Trying to help out on the scoreboard.
It's a home field advantage.
Yeah.
If you don't put them on the board, they don't count.
That's right. Victor Martinez with a 2-run single to finish off the Rays. 11-10 Cleveland. 7 in the bottom of the ninth. What a game that was. They'll go down to third, no swing. Tim Cheetah on top of it, 3-2 to McLeod.
I'll tell you one thing, Len. I pity the fool that makes Mr. T wait much longer to sing that song.
No kidding. I'm going to move this way for a second. It's a big cheering section right below the press box. They were chanting Mr. T as he came up to the booth. Plouth struggling after fouling that one off himself.
Top of the right ankle that time, top of the right foot perhaps. Dropped the bat. Just now getting back in the box.
Ball 4. Keep the Pirates alive here in the 7th. Adam LaRoche with 2 on. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. Long look by Heilman. Now he steps off the rubber, and Giovanni Soto will head out to the mound.
I'll see if Soto even gives a sign here. Freddie Sanchez has been out there at second base and seen a number of pitches and a number of pitches called by Giovanni Soto. Sometimes on a crucial pitch like this, you want to just go out there and tell the pitcher what it is you want him to throw, and now they've gone to the touch system rather than putting the fingers down to give the sign.
Fastball reached the mid-90s from Heilman. 1 ball and 2 strikes. How you doing, Mr. T? Doing all right? All right. We're getting there. Pitch by pitch.
You mentioned Heilman with a good fastball in the mid-90s tonight. I think you do LaRoche a big favor throwing him any kind of an off-speed pitch, especially with 2 strikes.
Friel will not beat the runner to third base. Freddie Sanchez got there first, according to Tim Cheetah, and Ryan Friel disagrees, and here comes Lou Piniella.
Well, Lou's got to get out there to keep his player in the ball game. Not enough substitutes tonight to have anybody thrown out of the game. Had the benefit of a replay, but with the naked eye, it did look like Sanchez beat Friel to the bag right there. He had to hold his ground and wait for that ball to get to him. Wow, man. I guess he did get him. Not by much, by a fingernail, but he did get him at third base. Probably would have been better served just throwing across the diamond, getting the slow-footed Adam LaRoche at first base rather than to try to race Freddie Sanchez to that bag at third. He did get him. Yes, he did. I stand corrected.
I think Lou is asking Freddie Sanchez, what do you think? So that'll be a fielder's choice for Adam LaRoche, and the inning is still on. Well, he had 3 options, Bob. He could have tagged him, even though there was the force. As you said, he could have thrown to first, or what he tried to do, and that is beat him to third base. It appeared as though he did, but he wasn't called out.
Boy, Tim Cheetah right there on top of it, looking right down at the bag.
Bases loaded. It's Brandon Moss at the dish. A run in. The Pirates lead by 3. Low and outside. Everything happening after 2 were out. Morgan tripled. Sanchez knocked him in. And McLeod walked, and LaRoche reaching on a fielder's choice. Pirates aren't getting hits, but they did take back-to-back walks with the bases loaded. A high, deep fly. Soriano's going to have some room. Mr. T coming up with our 7th inning stretch.
For taking me out to the ball game is actor and Chicago native, Mr. T.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear it. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you out at the all ball game. Go, Pops, go! Go, Pops, go!
We're back here in the bottom of the 7th. Tom Gorzaloni still pitching. 10-7 Pirates. Great to have with us Mr. T, as Freddie Sanchez has been the hero tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates to this point. Mr. T, thanks so much for stopping by, and we appreciate your patience.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to get the song over. I'm glad to get the pitch over. You know, I mean, I'm excited. I've come into the ball game. I've turned into a kid all over again. The fans showed me a lot of love, and it's been exciting for me. I'm happy I'm here.
You got a great ovation when you were announced to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. As we mentioned, they were chanting your name right before the stretch.
I'm humbled by all that. Really, I am. It's heartwarming, you know, and I hope it's because of what I tried to do with my success, that I try to use it as a platform to reach out to the kids and other people. Oh boy, it's the first time he's
yeah, very patriotic look tonight, and the southpaw.
All right. Oh boy, yeah. People don't realize how far that is.
Johnson takes a leadoff walk here in the 7th. So you had battled lymphoma, and you were treated for it early in this decade, right? And you're doing well?
Yes, I'm doing well. I was diagnosed in 1995 with T-cell lymphoma, okay. You know, but I still go now every 3 or 4 months for my checkup. So I use that again. That allowed me another platform to go speak and help other cancer patients, let them know it's not a death sentence when you're diagnosed. You know, I go to the kids, I go to the kids ward to cheer them up. You know, every place I go, I try to go back to the different cancer wards to lift people's spirits.
Looks like John Russell's going to make a pitching change. We're with Mr. T as the Cubs try to fight their way back in this one. It's 10-7 Pirates, and we'll be right back. the Mohawk?
Well, it's sort of a long story. I wanted to be different, because I used to bodyguard and I needed to look more intimidating, let people know I'm not there to clown around, So
Right.
back then, in the late 70s, the guy with the motor, they said, get away from that guy. He means business, and so that'll help me, Then plus, I just like being different at the time.
Sure. Evan Meek is pitching to Giovanni Soto. That pitch up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Bob, we were talking during the break with Mr. T, and he was saying that he needs to go down and intimidate the Pirates.
Yeah, I saw him earlier. He was sitting on the first base side of home plate down there right in the front row, and none of the Pirates wanted to walk by you on their way to the plate.
Yeah, then when I come up here, they get the winning. I don't like that. I'm about to get them Pirates.
3 balls, no strikes after Gorzolani walked Johnson. John Russell made the change, and now Meek has gone 3-0, and off power could represent that tying run if Soto can get on, and he will as Meek misses badly on ball 4. I wouldn't say you're ruining your cred here, but you're a really nice guy. You're having fun, and you talked
really
about being that intimidator.
See, that's what it's about, See, on the outside, that's what I tell you about. That's what the T stand for. To the women and children, it stand for tender. To the bad guys and thugs, it stand for tough. See, I'm tough when I have to be, tender when I should be. See, deep down inside, I am a nice guy. I just act tough because there was some bullies in my neighborhood, So that's what it was.
The T is for teddy bear. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I want to know, in the Rocky film, were there any punches that actually connected?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them. We didn't put no punches. We trained real hard. That was the best conditioning of my life. We trained. He said, we got to make it real. So that's what we did, So I was excited that he picked me and that he gave me opportunity. And I told him I'd work hard for him. And
you were great.
Thank you.
2 on with nobody out in this wild game tonight. 10-7 Pirates, but Pirates have walked the first 2 here in the 7th. And the pitch to Michael Hoffpower catches the strike zone. You're a good athlete. You probably still are a good athlete, but I know when you were younger you played a little bit of everything.
Well, I got a little older. They say the first thing goes is your arm. Then the legs, Well, I just had a birthday. I'm 57 years old.
No.
Yes, I am, and I'm thankful to God for that, So, but I'm just happy with everything. Like I said, I just try to use my celebrity status to go back and to help the people, tell the kids to stay away from drugs and respect their mothers. That's who I am. Like I said, sure I am tough on the outside, but deep inside, I'm a mama's boy. Really, I am. I really am.
1 ball, 1 strike to Hoffpower. Meek with the pitch, pulled, foul. Look out, bullpen.
Wow. That'll teach them Pirates. Yeah.
Bob, you ever get one in that area?
Yes, indeed, I have. Yeah, they got somebody down there guarding him now from our Southwest Skycam. Watch out, right in the wallet.
Oh, boy.
Well, there's usually a player standing down there with a glove to make sure that doesn't happen, but he's a little late.
Oh, boy.
Could be 2. Sanchez spins, and they turn a double play. They do it so well. 4-6-3. They did it the hard way as Sanchez going away from second, but Bob, he threw that ball really hard.
Well, we talked about those 2 up the middle for the Pirates. They've worked together for so long. The rhythm and the timing of this play. Ball was hit pretty hard, a couple of steps to Sanchez left. The reverse pivot. They can't do it much better than that. 50 on the season for the Pirates.
Runner at third for Ryan Friel. The Cubs need to avoid Freddie Sanchez the rest of the way. That's not hit hard, but it'll get through.
That's good.
And it's 10-8 as Johnson had to avoid the barrel of the bat that went flying down the third base line. Ryan Friel with his first RBI as a member of the Cubs.
Take him any way you can get him. The bat dies a hero. Reed Johnson dodging the barrel down the third base line as the ball just trickled into center field for a base hit.
Now it's Aaron Miles.
Mr. T, I got to ask you. Len,
Sure.
Len read
ask me anything.
On your bio earlier said you got a scholarship to Prairie View A&M.
Yes, I did.
And then got booted out.
Yeah,
what happened?
So I was a class president, and I look back on my year. I was sort of a bad egg, I guess, man. But I was a good student. I was on the honor roll. That's why it was confusing. I was on the dean's list. I had all A's. I had a football scholarship. I don't know what happened.
Long time ago, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was wild in my youth. I could say that. Yes. But I made up for my errors or my ways. I became a better man for that.
Not how you start, it's how you finish.
Exactly. Definitely.
And you have 3 children, right? How old are your kids?
Well, I got a son, 23, a daughter, 39, another daughter, 31, I think. Yes. Yeah, son just graduated from college.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. It's a blessing.
Guzman and David Patton, who hasn't worked in over 2 weeks, is up in the bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes on Aaron Miles. Cubs trail 10-8 in the 7th. Another throw over there. Crowd getting on Evan Meek. 38,942 inside Wrigley Field on Memorial Day. That's a strike. 1-1.
You were telling us earlier you keep your home here in Chicago, but you keep a place in L.A. because you work out there so much, but it's got to feel good to come home, doesn't it?
Yeah, no place like home. But I want to go back to I want to explain where I got kicked out of college. See, because I'm a mama's boy, so my mother didn't want me to go way that far. That was just me yearning to be close to my mother. She wanted me to go to the Big Ten, and I was restless. I was down in Texas. I was all alone. I missed my mother, So that was me rebelling, Then I got back home, be close to my mother, and everything was all right after that.
Good answer.
Yes,
yeah,
good
like
answer. Good answer. I hope I straightened it up, everybody.
Runner goes, and it's bounced through.
All right.
As Wilson went to cover the bag, and Aaron Heilman, due to bat, will be pulled back, and Big Z's coming up with Mr. T in the booth and Big Z coming up to the plate. You got the A team. You got all the letters in the alphabet covered.
Right. Oh, boy.
Carlos Zambrano had a mohawk here recently.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago, yes.
His hair's grown out, but...
And then he was on the disabled list for a little while.
Yeah.
Somebody just said, I remember I followed the Cubbies.
That's right.
I watch Channel 9 in L.A. Yes, I'll be watching.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a manager make a pitching change to face a pitcher?
It's been a while. As John Russell is going to call for Jesse Chavez to face Carlos Zambrano. Mr. T, it's a pleasure. Glad you're feeling well. You look great. You're in a great mood, and great to have you here at Wrigley Field.
Thank you so much for your love. And thank you, Brother Bob. And I want you guys to know I'm going to do my best to never let you down. I'm going to try to live right, treat people right, do the right thing. Because, you read stories about celebrities doing bad things, and so because I know you guys, I don't want to do nothing wrong to let you guys down, the fans down, and the parents who bring their kids to meet me down. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. T.
God bless you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
that up with a hit, and Carlos Zambrano is going to pinch hit. I think he's going to remember not to run too hard.
Yeah, one way you can be sure he doesn't have to run too hard. He went out on Sheffield.
They trail by 2 in the 7th. Here we go. Low for ball 1. Now, how about this? How often do you see a guy with one batting glove on, and that glove is on the top hand? I don't know if I've ever seen it at the major league level. That's a called strike, 1-1. Randy Wells may be used as a pinch runner. Everybody available tonight. Anyone who's healthy is available. Let's put it that way. Swing and a miss.
A lot of big career numbers for the Cubs offensively against the Pirates, and Carlos Zambrano's included. A .305 lifetime hitter against the Buccos.
6 straight scoreless outings for Chavez coming in, including yesterday on the south side as Z fouls it into the upper deck down the left field line.
Who said this game had a chance to get weirder as it went on?
So your words were stay tuned. You were right on. Another 1-2 and another foul. Took care of that high pitch. Stay tuned. The WGN News follows. I pity the fool who doesn't watch. It's fun having Mr. T in the booth. Time called by the plate umpire Bob Davidson as Jaramillo wants to start the signs over again with his right-hander.
Yeah, Pirates are using a touch system as well with the runner on at second base, and that time after a shakeoff by Chavez, not so sure Jason Jaramillo knew what pitch was coming, so he called timeout.
Struck him out, and that'll end the 7th. Cubs inch their way back, getting 1, but they still trail by 2. make his first appearance in 16 days. He threw a short simulated game in San Diego over the weekend just to get a little extra work. So he'll try to keep the Pirates right where they are, with the Cubs getting 6 more outs offensively. Walks have been a problem for David, 9 in just over 12 innings, as Andy LaRose shows bunt and takes ball 1. Pirates are a hit away from tying their season high of 17, which came just a couple of days into the season in St. Louis. A fly into short center. Johnson won't get there in time, and there's hit number 17 for the Pirates, 3rd straight for LaRoche. Time now to look at our high-def shot of the game, sponsored by Comcast. That's Challenger here at Wrigley Field on Memorial Day. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition, sponsored by Comcast. Beautiful American Eagle.
Probably the only thing sharper than high def from Comcast is the vision of Challenger. He sees everything in high def.
Jaramillo turning around and batting left-handed after getting 3 hits and 4 tries from the right side. Bunts it foul. Hey, we want to mention the grand opening of Little Cubs Field at Humboldt Park will be this coming Saturday at 9 a.m. at Humboldt Park's Field 6, which is the new site of Little Cubs Field. The mayor, Richard Daley, Alderman Billy Ocasio, will join Cubs chairman Crane Kenny, and Cubs players will be there to officially open the ballpark. It's going to be terrific. Cubs teamed with the YMCA of Metropolitan Chicago, Alderman Ocasio, and Chicago Cubs Charities to raise $2 million to make the dream a reality. Scoreboard reminiscent of the famous marquee here at Wrigley Field. Grandstand features a familiar roofline and columns of this great ballpark. So that's at 9 a.m. on Saturday at Humboldt Park. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Jaramillo is out.
Good curveball from David Patton. Starts it up around the letters, drops it down just below the belt. Big swing from Jaramillo, comes up empty.
Strike 1 on Jack Wilson. Well, can you think of some double play combinations that have been together longer than Sanchez and Wilson? And it hasn't been that long, but there are no more Whitaker Trammell combinations or Vidro Cabrera. You just don't see teams keep double play combos together for any length of time. But you can tell Sanchez and Wilson, they work very well together in the middle of the diamond. Elwin Young is on deck in the pitcher spot.
And there's something to be said for middle infielders playing a long time together and getting better as they progress in their careers. You get to know your partner's abilities and how much range can he cover, how quickly can he cover that ground, what kind of throw is he likely to give me on this play. And certainly Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker, two of the best ever up the middle of the field. I mean, as the other partner in the infield, when your shortstop is fielding a ground ball, the second baseman knows.
Runner was going, and Terrio will have to toss to first to get Wilson.
Well, the other infielder knows exactly how much time he has to get to the base. He doesn't want to get there too soon and disrupt the rhythm of the play. He doesn't want to get there too late. But if you know your double play partner's abilities up the middle of the field, rarely will you be out of rhythm.
So Larry Rothschild out to the mound to chat with his young right-hander. As Delwyn Young will stand in for Chavez.
Just a quick review of the scouting report on Delwyn Young. I'm sure David Patton's probably a little surprised he's in this ball game. As you mentioned, he hadn't pitched for 16 days. When it's been so long between stints on the mound, you probably didn't pay a lot of attention to one of the pinch hitters coming off the Pirates bench tonight. So Larry run out there just to remind him how they want to go after this guy.
Not every seventh inning stretch guest goes right back to their seat to watch a game and talk to the fans, with Mr. T right back down there in the front row.
He has not turned down a request for an autograph or to pose for a picture or to shake hands with the fans that make their way down there to his seat.
1-0 pitch to Young, misses away, 2-0. Young, a switch hitter. Came over from the Dodgers in mid-April. Tax day, in fact, April 15th.
Well, I'm going to give me a second time.
David's 2-1 offering is a little above the belt, 3-1. Morgan on deck, and then Freddie Sanchez. Prefer not to face him with runners on base, that's for sure. Sanchez has 5 hits. Ball 4.
Almost looked like David Patton didn't care if he walked Delwyn Young in that particular situation. Threw a 2-1 breaking ball, left it up high out of the zone, came right back with a 3-1 breaking ball for ball 4. Better one that time. Dropped it right on the outside corner to Nyjer Morgan for strike 1.
As great a night as Freddie Sanchez has had, he hasn't had the best performance by a Pirate against the Cubs. Rennie Stennett went 7 for 7 back on September 16th, 1975. Pirates won 22-0.
That's a good night.
7 for 7. Three and 1 to Morgan. Sanchez is going to have a shot at 6 hits, whether it comes in this inning or the next. He'd rather not have it be with the bases loaded. Three and 2, the runners will get a head start. There they go, and Morgan fouls it. Cubs are not the only team struggling right now. The Toronto Blue Jays, who at one time you'd have to say were the best team in baseball, they lost 4-1 in Baltimore, and they've dropped 7 straight. They're now a game and a half out of first. Boston a winner in Minnesota 6-5. Another 3-2, and that one really hurt.
It always hurts a little more for the base stealers, guys who rely on their legs to make their living.
I suppose you could ask Niger Morgan what's worse, a hockey puck off the ankle or a foul ball. He's a former hockey player. Oh.
I think if you ask him right now, he'd say the foul ball off the ankle.
I think if you asked him right now, he'd say, please leave me alone.
I'll start feeling better around the All-Star break. He'll be okay. In the meantime, David Patton just standing out there on the mound waiting to throw this next full count pitch with 2 outs and a couple runners on base.
Runners move with action yet again, and another foul. And another photo with Mr. T. He didn't sing the stretch as much as he kind of barked the instructions.
Yeah.
Kind of liked it. A little different. Soriano had him played perfectly, makes a catch, and that's the inning. So Patton, his first appearance in over 2 weeks, works a scoreless 8th. Soriano will lead it off when we come back. It's John Grable, his parade of lefties. Third one out of 5 Pirates pitchers tonight. 0-1 pitch. Soriano high and deep to right. but not deep enough. Caught by Moss.
Well, then it's time now to look at tonight's AM/PM player of the game. It's going to be Ryan Theriot with 3 doubles. Sounds like an average night over at Bernie's. All 3 of them pulled down into that left field corner. A couple of RBIs. The result of the 3 doubles off the bat of Ryan Theriot tonight. That's our AM/PM player of the game, the Riot. Too much good stuff.
One and 0 on Theriot. Sanchez going out looking for some help. And he caught it. Uncle Freddie. We get it. I mean, what a night he's had. He's made 2 fantastic defensive plays to go along with his 5 for 5.
You know, it's one thing to make a last-second adjustment when you're facing home plate and see the ball coming to you. He was running out with his back to home plate, looked out to his right fielder, realized he wasn't going to make the play. Had to make a serious adjustment right at the very end just to get a glove on that ball, and he was able to hang on. Stop it.
Bradley with a ground ball. Wilson, perfect throw. Cubs go down quietly against Graybo in the 8th. To the 9th, they trail by 2. Freddie Sanchez is 6 for 6. I'll be honest, offense and defense, you put it all together, I don't know if we've seen a better individual performance, certainly since I've been here. I mean, it's
incredible what he's done tonight. Double, single, homer, single, single, single. He may have just wrestled the title of greatest hitter in the world away from Adrian Gonzalez.
His situation coming in, he was 8 for his last 45. But he's gone from 297 up to 320 in one night. Wally Backman in 1990 was the last Pirate to have a 6-hit game. Oh, by the way, has a stolen base too, and 2 defensive gems. Actually, I might say 3 because he turned a big double play in the 7th. Popped up by McLeod. Terrio out, Soriano in, and it's Alfonso to get it, 1 out. Is this the deal, Bob, where Freddie Sanchez wants to play game 2 of this series around 11 o'clock tonight? Doesn't he want to go back to the hotel?
Well, I know one thing for sure. Everybody in the white uniforms would pray for extra innings right now, and Freddie Sanchez is probably the only Pirate that would hope it went extra innings as well. I'm not sure who was asking for an inspection of the baseball, but when David Patton threw it back into home plate, it was right at the feet of Adam LaRoche. Kind of an unintentional knockdown pitch. He just stopped it with his foot.
One strike on LaRoche. 18 hits for the Pirates, a third of them coming from their number 2 hitter, Freddie Sanchez. Fair ball, step on first, and a throw hits Sanchez in the back. So he's a magnet on the throw. Doesn't even get doubled off. Like he has a shield of armor around him.
Tough play for a first baseman. You'll watch as Micah Hoffpauir feels the grounder, goes back to the bag. Unfortunately, that puts him right in line with the runner. Hits Sanchez right between the shoulder blades. When you have a little bit more time, you can either come inside the baseline or outside the baseline and clear a throwing path to that middle infielder, but Micah had to rush his throw that time and caught Sanchez right in the back.
Apparently you can't get Freddie Sanchez out. You can only hope to cause some discomfort. One strike on Brandon Moss. The pitch. He went and Cheetah made the call. Not so sure, but Cubs will gladly take it.
Get another look. Brandon Moss trying to check his swing. Appeared he did check his swing on that curveball, but David Patton will definitely take it.
Broken bat, ground ball up the middle. Terrio charges, and the inning is over. And Caps will come in to try to get the save. Johnson, Soto, and Hoffpauir will bat for the Cubs. Numbers not great for Matt Capps, but he struck out this side for the save yesterday against the White Sox. First time in his career he's fanned the side in a 1-2-3 inning. He throws a lot of strikes. There's another one. 0-1 to Reed Johnson. Capps had some elbow discomfort earlier this month and missed 6 games. Ten earned runs allowed in May in under 9 innings. Oh, 2. A lot of checked swings in this ball game. A lot of broken bats and a ton of hits. 27 combined. Lofted to center. McLouth will catch it one away.
Capps can be sneaky quick out there on the mound. He's got a good fastball in the low to mid 90s. Kind of a herky-jerky delivery. It doesn't appear like hitters pick him up real well. And as you said, he throws a lot of strikes. He comes right at hitters. He's not trying to trick anybody. He's not trying to paint corners. He's coming right down the middle of the plate most of the time.
Does it again on the first pitch. 1-1 the count. Pitching matchups for the rest of this series. Ian Snell and Sean Marshall tomorrow. It's a night game, and then we'll have game 3 Wednesday, 1 o'clock for the leadoff man. First pitch around 1:20. Left-hander Zach Duke off to a very good start against Carlos Zambrano. Second start for Z off the DL. Duke with a .277 earned run average. Well, Bob, you hope the Cubs can come back. The one positive sign is the offense has looked a lot better tonight. But the pitching staff faltering. Ryan Dempster with a subpar outing that goes off Capps, and it'll be a hit for Soto, and Capps is hurt. Oh man, Capps looks dazed and got it in the right arm or hand. Well, he is in real pain. That ball was smoked by Giovanni Soto. We're going to take him right off the field and into the clubhouse. And we certainly hope Matt Capps is okay.
Ball was hit like a bullet right back to the mound. Initially, I thought Capps got a glove on it. Well, that is definitely not the case. Middle of the plate fastball.
Oh, man. Boy, it kind of reminds you of Mark Pryor, who suffered a fractured elbow and he took a shot. I don't know if it got him in the elbow or the forearm, but it hurt. And just like that, he is out of the game. And left-hander Sean Burnett will get as many warm-up tosses as he needs. Tying run at the plate, 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. We'll be right back. killing Dan Roan.
Fast game. No reaction time whatsoever for Matt Capps out there on the mound. That ball struck him somewhere on his throwing arm. I don't believe I've ever seen a pitcher get staggered by a ball that hit him in the arm. He was clearly in a tremendous amount of pain as he staggered off the mound. He was dazed.
And Sean Burnett will try to get his first career save. 1 ball, no strikes on Michael Hoffpower. 10-8 Pirates. The lefty with the pitch outside corner for a strike. That was a fastball at 89 miles an hour. Just in case we get to extras, Kevin Gregg is up. The next pitch called strike 2. Burnett has only allowed 13 hits in 20 1/3 innings. He has walked 11 and struck out 15. And 2 down as he strikes out Hoffpower. That will bring up Ryan Friel. He represents the Last Chance as the Cubs right now on the brink of an 8-game losing streak. And in jeopardy of falling under 500.
Well, and you know, we may have seen him before in the ball game, but we definitely would have seen him in that at bat right there for Michael Hoffpower if Derek Lee were healthy and able to play in the ball game tonight. Sean Burnett is extremely tough on left-handed hitters. A 156 opponent's batting average for the lefties against him this year, going into that at bat by Michael Hoffpower.
A 2-0 to Friel outside corner. The last time the Cubs, and the only time they were under 500, they were 10-11.
And the count will now roll to 3-1. Bob Davidson, home plate umpire, caught Burnett going to his mouth on the mound out there. Or rather, 3-1. Yeah.
Ball 4, he walked him. Ryan Friel almost hit Aaron Miles on the bat toss. You see all the pine tar. I think it just stuck to his hands. Well, Aaron's still looking for his first home run as a member of the Cubs.
1 for 3 with a double lifetime against Burnett. Cubs could use a gapper right here.
Well, so much for the no doubles defense as Morgan moves a little bit more toward the line, but again shaded toward left center. They really pinch the middle. The Pirates give Miles all kinds of real estate down both lines, so they're going to pinch the gaps as opposed to the corners.
Well, over the course of the season, a lot more balls are going to be hit between the center fielder and the corners than are going to be hit down the line. So Pirates trying to eliminate some of that gap between the center fielder and the corner outfielders. You know what, though, this particular defensive alignment has hurt the Pirates a few times in the ball game tonight.
Well, we've talked about their defense. It has been really good this season. John Russell's pitching staff has been a lot better this season, even though they've given up 8 tonight. 1-2 to Aaron Miles as he tries to keep his team alive. The pitch fouled back to the screen. Coy Hill on deck in case, and he would bat in the pitcher spot. David Patton did a nice job tonight. Well, it's been a while for David, but he didn't give up a run in 2 innings.
2 strikes, 2 outs. Very important those runners break as soon as they see Aaron Miles start to swing the bat. You don't even have to wait for contact.
Pulled down the line, but pulled too much.
And the reason I point that out, Giovanni Soto at second base on the last foul ball was off and running as Miles started his swing. However, Ryan Friel at first base did not take off on the swing. I mean, if he swings that bat, there's no reason to be breaking back toward first base. In the second foul ball, Friel did get a good jump and probably would have been able to score if that ball gets down into the corner.
Still 1-2 to Miles. The pitch, ground ball to guess who? Freddie Sanchez. He flips to Jack Wilson. And that's it. And the losing streak has now reached 8. Freddie Sanchez with 6 hits tonight, and the Pirates take game 1. The final score, the Pirates 10 and the Cubs 8.